Hello, everybody, and welcome into some Wednesday night racing action as we host the Vigilante Racing League and their absolute pandemonium here in Phoenix. These drivers are going to have a tough task on their hands this evening. Who's going to end up on top? Are we going to see another first-time winner here this season? Man, only time will be able to tell. It's going to be a long one, folks, so buckle on in there. Get your drinking helmets ready as we're going to get ready to launch this starship to outer space. Let's go ahead and shuffle it on down there to get things started off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a big thank you to the fantastic sponsorship support that we got over here, such as... Oh, that's not the right button. That is the right button. Such as Blue Fox Properties and Dave Hot Rod Mayberry over there. Give them a call at 520-850-4189, where they're looking to buy or sell a house in that Tucson, Arizona area that he's in, or anywhere across the great country here in the U.S. He'll be able to help you out, get you into the house that you kind of need or want, or dream home, all that kind of stuff. And I mean, this housing market is just going to get crazier and crazier. Let Dave and his 18 years of experience help you out by being a fantastic quality of realtor. So thank you, Dave, for your continued sponsorship of the VRL. On that note, now I hit the right button. I am Alan Brown, and I am building out my own golf vacation here, and I'm joined by two of my best friends who probably would not join me on that, but that's okay. Mr. Alan English joining me up here in the booth, though, getting ready here in the hot desert sun of Phoenix, Alan, and from what we gather from Monday night, the pandemonium is an apt description of what we're going to see here this evening.
Yeah, trouble is afoot, right? It's we're going to see some contact out there tonight. Yeah, the Monday practice race, there was a lot of cautions. I think the guys they were just kind of trying to feel it out, see how far they can push it. I don't think you're going to see as many cautions tonight. Yeah, it is the desert Southwest. Ambient temperature is only 68 degrees, so that's keeping the track right at triple digit, right at the threshold. So I don't think you're going to see slipping and sliding so much based on track temp as you're going to see on tire wear. This track does eat up tires. Phoenix is a strange track. We all know with that dogleg configuration and where the start finish line is now. We were just talking about that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a 1 mile track, which really, if you think about it, it's a short track, but it doesn't race like one just due to its strange shape. But can't wait to see these guys going 5 and 6 wide right there in the dogleg. and then trying to sort it out going into turn one. So it's going to be a lot of fun tonight. Can't wait to see this race get underway.
That in excuse me. Oh, goodness gracious. But starting to breathe in those exhaust fumes that Adam Turner has them kicking up down there on pit road. Adam, I know you're all ready for this one. We're going to have some bunch of beating and banging action down there with these trucks, and thankfully these trucks are pretty sturdy, so they could take a good little licking.
Must be the aliens dropping some pollen or something on you. You know, the aliens hang out around here near Phoenix. I didn't know if you guys know that. But yes, let's get to racing and not all my theories, because I'm that crazy guy. I don't know. I get confused with the corners here, but I think it's 3 where it tightens up, and we're gonna just try to have some fun with it tonight. I think they need to worry about cold tires and old tires. That's definitely, because what we saw Monday night was just wild, and hopefully somebody's going to fight. I want to see a fight. I want to see mayhem. I want to see anger. We're getting into the nuts and bolts of the season here. We're following the NASCAR schedule, which is awesome. So I'm definitely looking forward to Phoenix. It's a great place for racing and spaceships. 1 fast repair, 65% fuel, 4 sets of tires, 17 incident points. You'll start accruing penalties. Currently 100 degrees on the track, so a little slippery, but not too bad.
And so we take a look at that race info here at this strange shaped track here this evening. Beautiful weather, otherwise, a little high temp, but it's a dry heat. You're not going to sweat too bad out there. But beautiful sunshine, and just in case the nighttime does fall, I believe there are lights around here, so at least these drivers will be able to see just a little bit, but shouldn't have any issues with that. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race, and that's just try not to wreck. Just don't wreck. If you don't wreck, I got a feeling you're going to find yourself up there in the top 10.
Yeah, the guy that can keep a crystal clean race truck out there today is going to be the guy that's going to find himself up there in the top 5. Yeah, it's a difficult track to get around. Then when you add 30 other trucks out there, it makes your job it's exponentially harder, right? So we'll see how these guys cope tonight. The practice session, I think we had, how many did we have in there, Adam? It was 18, 19 trucks, something like that. It wasn't a full field, but it was close.
Yeah, but what it seemed to be during that mock race, I guess is what they call it.
Yeah.
If you didn't have a beat up truck, that means you weren't racing. I mean, it was real racy at points, like seriously hardcore racing. These guys were fighting tooth and nail. So you're gonna have some dents and dings on these trucks. That's okay. They're kind of built for it. And you do have 1 fast repair in case you get into the big one.
Which is always
guys,
good to have.
I'm showing 37 trucks so far are registered.
Oof.
That's not counting Lori, who is our race admin. We've got 37 trucks registered. This is going to be a good one.
As these drivers head on down there to start their qualifying runs, the Bad Luck sponsored, not sponsored machine of 13. Earl Evans out there changing up the paint scheme. It's not all green this time. He's thrown, looks like, a little bit of pink in there.
He's got to change his look a little bit, maybe.
I'm always about that.
Oh, we want to thank everybody joining us over there in the YouTube channel. We picked up a couple subscribers overnight, so
What?
three away from 300 is where we're at now. We're at 297. So if y'all haven't already subscribed, so you can get updates on all the racing we're going to be doing throughout the week. Earl Evans saying, "Let's do this." The YKTV Dale is joining us. Let's see who else we got. Amanda Wade says, "Another night of racing is upon us." Yes, indeed. Kyle Vaught saying, "What up, everyone?" Shout out to Ma Dukes holding it down. We also want to say a special shout out to Kyle. He just had a birthday, and His mom and pop didn't even mention it. They completely
What?
forgot about him. Yeah.
No, I don't believe that.
It's 100% true.
No, that's not.
Hey, what kind of parents do you have to have? That don't even.
It didn't do that. What are you talking about? Happy birthday, Kyle.
Happy birthday,
Even
Kyle.
though from us, it might be a little late. Oh man, you're gonna get us in trouble, English.
That's all right.
All right.
I've been cleared. I've been specially cleared by
Okay.
the boss lady. So
Okay. Well, good. I was getting concerned about our job here.
Albert Anderson's pop out there as well, saying, "Let's get it, Albert." I think we got a grid to run down there, Alan.
Oh, you're trying to get out of it now, ain't you?
All right.
Well, either way, we do have our starting grid all set up, lined up, and already. So let's see where your favorite driver is starting here this evening. 33, Jess Vaught, after picking up the, I believe he ended up picking up the win last week while the Vigilante Force absolutely dominated the podium. It's going to get a good starting spot here this evening up there in first. The 18, Andrew Player, looking to try to get back up there onto that podium as well. He's going to start here tonight in second. 746, Dale Adamson making his way back here with a good name for himself, starting in third. 92, Greg Klein coming back from a week off of racing, but starts off strong with a fourth place starting position. 751 of the Silent Assassin, Mike Adamson, Dale's pop over there. He's going to start in fifth with the 31, J.R. Hollingsworth, one of the rookies here this season. That's been one heck of a driver to watch. It's going to start in sixth. Seventh will be the 753 of Jeremiah Burke. This is his home track over here, so he's hoping to have a good night. The 574 of Connor Hughes will start off tonight in eighth. And one of Canada's own, Sean McDonald in the 23 machine, will start here in ninth with the one of the man that's always ready for a fight. That's David Fight. He's starting up there in that final top 10 spot.
64 of Trevor Robertson will start in 11th place. Outside row number 6 will be Kelly Keel in the 01. 28 of George Rincon, the Goodweiser machine, will start in 13th place. Outside row number 7 will be Michael Everidge in the 82. Dustin with a Y, Dustin Eaton in the 14, will be starting in 15th place. 16th will be Brayton Laster in the 013. 68 machine of Dustin Wade will start in 17th place. 18th will be Dustin Really in the 37, the Big Show Killer. We got lots of Dustins out here for sure. 785 of Canada's driver, Greg Dobson, starting in 19th place. And rounding out your top 20 and completing row number 10, the 3 of Austin Paul.
21, Timothy Bates starts 21st. 90, Daniel Baker, 22nd. 98 of Michael Taylor, 23rd. 49 of David L. Kelly, 24th. 58, Robert Shipman, he'll start there in 25th. 99, Kim Krause, he'll start 26th. 48, Jack the Ripper Dixon, another Canadian, 27th. 29, Dave the Gambler Mayberry, 28th. Jonathan Osborne in the 81 truck. Should be, I think this is home track here in Phoenix area. 29th, 747, America's driver, Albert Anderson, starts in 30th. Where are we at here? 11, Eric Klafka, 31st. Andrew Cawthon, Chandler Paul, John Gallagher, Earl Evans, Russ. I'm not putting where they're at because some people are getting EOLs, and I don't know where they're going to end up at the actual start, but that rounds it out, guys.
And that it does. That's the pace truck guys, these guys down through turns, I don't know, is it 1 and 2 now? I don't know how they labeled this track anymore.
It says 2 right there, which is weird, right?
Yeah, well, either way, he's going to make the dive on down there into pit road, so that's going to leave Jess Vaught and Andrew Player guiding these guys around for about half a lap here. The pit road's a very long pit road for this short track, and these guys are going to have to be getting up and running here mighty quick here as they make the turn, coming out of the final turn, heading down into the dogleg, and green flag is out, and away we go for the first time here tonight. Green flag racing in Phoenix, side by side, 3 wide, 4 wide, I don't know how many wide. They shuffle their way down through that dogleg and into turns 1 and 2 down now, kind of like this front back straightaway. Oh, truck up into the wall already. That looks like it could be the 92 of Greg Klein having some issues there. Already feeling a little bit of tightness in that machine. As up at the front, we got the Adamsons tag teaming up on some of these drivers with the 18 of Andrew Player. As the 33 is across. Oh, the 33 getting pummeled out there as he looks like he might have done a little self-spin out there.
He did more flips than Ricky Bobby out there. Hopefully he doesn't come out of the truck thinking he's on fire.
Of course, that will bring out the caution. Let's go ahead and see kind of what happened here with Jess Vaught coming across the line. And then, oh, it's that transition into the dogleg. He was trying to take as much of it out that he could, and then absolute chaos. The 28 gets flipped up around. Oh, my goodness.
And he almost got Albert Anderson, I guess, was coming out of the pits, it looked like. That was wild.
Well, George Racone smacked him, and then another truck came up and hit him because they had nowhere to go. They just plowed right into him. Wow. That was an incredible crash.
72 at Chan. The man had some issues as well, kind of towards the back. Let's see if we can't see what happened with kind of see what happened here with Chandler as the chaos ensues in front of him. Oh, just a little too hard on the brakes there for Chan the man, and he finds himself into the inside wall, but really he had no other option other than to throw out the parachutes, throw out the throw out everything.
Do you think it was cold tires with the transition there that played a role?
I absolutely think 100% that's why the 33 went around. It just wouldn't stick. Now, that the truck coming back out of the pits probably might have messed with his mind a little bit. He might have jerked the wheel just a touch, just seeing that truck coming back out to blend. But ultimately, the steering wheel is in his hands, But yeah, I think cold tires and just lost control there on that transition.
Well, so not only that, right? But like, how many tracks do we go to where we mention, like Kentucky, you're allowed to go down there, and Michigan, you're allowed to go down onto the apron, and we see guys make use of that and whatnot. But we always talk about it. It upsets the car, man. It's one of those things. There's a reason why, it's not necessarily the best thing. Does it shorten your time? Absolutely. However, it could do something of what we just saw there. Just upset the truck enough that it causes absolute mayhem.
Yeah, in camo out there pulling for Connor. Taylor out there pulling for the 33 of Vaught. Kyle Vaught says, "Hell yeah, Pops. With the top spot." Well, not anymore. That's an old comment. He's on top of his pit box waiting for them to fix the truck right now. Shirley Martin says, "Let's go ICRR edition Indecisive Chaos 81 for Chachi." John Osborne out there. Kyle Vaught wishing Dale good luck. And the rest of Vigilante Force. Katie Klein saying, "Let's go Team Limitless," from Chris Klein. Oh, that's Chris Klein out there. He's on his significant other's YouTube chat there. Dixon Racing Team saying, "Save the 48 for the drive-through penalty." There you go. Taylor saying, "Oof, that's not the start you want there, 33. Yeah, no kidding. Tell you what, he flipped more times than Elliott Sadler did at Talladega there a few years ago.
That was
remember that terrible one.
I'm not a big NASCAR watcher, but I do remember that one. That
He
one's
did it a couple of years in a row, I think, too.
And they're not just like a couple of rolls. That was a solid, quarter mile of rolling.
Bad, man. Here we go. Get
But
ready.
here
to
we go. We got the
start.
Adamson starting side by side here once again up at the front, and away we go down and across the line. Mike making use of that dog leg line here, trying to break away from his son here. The 18 Andrew player trying to follow him on through as we remain 2 by 2 all lined up here with this green flag now waving. We also have the 31 JR Hollingsworth trying to catch up to that 753 Jeremiah Burke. So Team Limitless looking like they saw what the Vigilante Force did last week and put a bunch of drivers up there inside
Caution's
that top
out.
10, and we got ourselves another caution.
Don't see what
I can-
happened or why, but we do have yellow.
I didn't see either. Did see
Oh.
Connor Hughes bump someone, but that was after
think,
the caution was out.
I think it was Dustin really having some issues out there. Let's kind of see what happened with the 37 going side by side with the 48. Oh, looked like he was maybe trying to stay out of the way and like get down onto pit road or something, but ends up shaking and baking there.
Yeah, you get under that yellow line, that is scary. That's turn 2, I guess, is what they're calling it. And that's where we see a lot of issues right there at these Phoenix races.
Jordan Baker out there on YouTube pulling for Dan Baker in the 90 machine. Thank you for joining us, Jordan. So yeah, it goes the start finish line, and then you got 1 and 2, the back stretch 3 and 4, and then you have the dog leg after turn 4, and then you come back around to the start finish. Is that check?
No.
No, it doesn't check at all.
No, the dog
I
leg's
think it-
after start finish.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
Never
got
mind.
So-
you got start finish, dog leg, 1 and 2, backstretch
2,
3 and 4.
Gotcha.
It's
That's what I
it
meant
is-
to say.
it's very confusing. I have to look at the walls that say there says dog leg, and then it'll be turn 1, then 2, 3, and 4. Comprende? I know you're not very good at English or math or anything really, but do you understand what I'm talking about? It goes dog leg, then 1, 2, 3,
Sí, yo
4.
comprendo.
Okay, good.
Oh, well,
I could say a lot of other words, but
I know math up to my 5s. But that's about it.
I know cursing in Spanish up to the NC-17 level, which we're not going to do here tonight.
Well, English, can you tell the audience what cursing in Spanish?
Yeah, explain to the folks what cursing means.
Please do. Oh,
You
man.
beat me to it. I
Yeah,
was
I had
saving
to.
it for a good one.
Yeah, it wasn't very
We
good.
were gonna talk about Danny DeVito and all kinds of fun stuff tonight, but you wrecked it.
Danny
You wrecked it
DeVito.
all. Yeah, explain to the folks. Explain to the folks who Danny DeVito is.
I don't think they.
You never watched Taxi? I mean,
Okay, that taxi was in the.
Christopher
70s.
Lloyd and
Most people here probably never watched Taxi.
I watched it on
I
reruns.
have.
I watched it on reruns.
You watched it live, I'm sure.
I did not. I'm not that damn old.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being old. Just saying I didn't watch a lot of Taxi.
Then why don't you tell the audience what you're trying to say?
That
Explain
when
yourself.
you did my joke, you screwed up the rotation of jokes, and now we got to start.
No,
over.
it's over. All right.
This is a scripted show. People don't realize that this is all scripted.
Yeah.
You mean by scripted, you mean not scripted at all? Yes.
Yes, because if this was actually scripted, it'd be the worst show ever.
Yeah, we can't blame it on a script. We just blame it on ourselves.
We want to thank Shirley Martin for being out there saying it's a relative risk. It's indecisive chaos. Let's roll. We're all watching here in Mesa, Arizona from the Daystar Screens team. Go
Nice.
number 81. Daystar Screens, of course, the longtime sponsor, Jonathan Osborne out there in the 81.
And that indeed is the 751 and the 746 line up side by side here once again, heading on down into turns 3 and 4. You got the 18 of Player and the 753 of Burke right behind him. 64 Trevor Robertson up a few spots. 31 JR Hollingsworth right behind him. Same thing with Klein and McDonald here as we go back to green flag racing side by side. Trucks using as much of that apron as they can. Almost came out of there 3 wide, heading on down into turns 1 and 2. as the green flag is back out. Side by side, we rumble here. We got Andrew Player now still side by side with that 753 of Jeremiah Burke, the 746 of Dale Adamson. Oh, goodness, this one's a...
David Fight involved in that one. I didn't see who all else.
Yeah, it looks like the 14 of Dustin with a Y. Dustin Eaton getting snagged up in that one as well.
Guys, it looks like this is kind of following the same kind of track we saw Monday. I thought maybe we would have worked some of the cautions out of our system, but
Well,
goodness,
we have double the amount of cars. Or
that's
trucks
true.
tonight.
Yep, exactly. That's good point there, Adam.
Wow, thank you.
It's the
Very astute observation.
the 98, which will trigger Adam here because he's actually the 013 of Brayton Laster getting involved in that one.
No,
You
no.
shouldn't have said anything.
But you're gonna have to give him a break. He's a real life ARCA driver, man. Now, how much time do you think he actually has to mess with the sim?
Oh, that's true. He's the real deal. I can't mess with a real driver. I can mess with these sim guys. But yeah, he got caught up in it too. That's unfortunate. I bet. Yeah, could be frustrating so far in this race for everybody involved.
Say that again. We have a real life ARCA driver.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Oh wow!
he's
I
in
did
the
not-
213 simware.com Ford truck, and he's back. He used his fast repair. He's getting back out there. Maybe he'll have better luck here once we get going.
Excellent.
Yeah, a lot of guys using their fast repair on that last one. A lot of mosquito trucks hanging around out there as the caution flag comes right back on out. Annalie Tovar saying, let's go Team Tang. Hoping for a good finish there from the TTs.
Oh, the Tang.
Dang, yeah.
Team Tang. Well, while we have ourselves another little caution here, let's go ahead and pull one of these drivers on up to talk to them here. And gosh, I've got to do so many people in the Discord now. Got to do some real scrolling. Oh my goodness! But we'll talk to the 746 Dale Adamson, making his return to Team Limitless here this season. Hey Dale, it's sitting pretty good up there in second right now, right behind Pops. Looking pretty good. I know you guys have had a few quick cautions here, and I'm sure you guys are just hoping at some point to get a pretty good green flag run going.
Yeah, obviously this is our third caution, I believe. At this point, my strategy going forward from sitting here in second place, obviously racing against my dad, it's a big and great opportunity. I do thank the Limitless Motorsports team for taking me on board again for this season. My strategy, obviously, is to try to pray and hope for more cautions throughout this race, probably get a couple green flag runs in, run on the same set of tires until stage break, and just try to keep pushing on forward, be patient, and eventually I'll make it up there.
I don't think you're going to have to pray for more cautions, man. They're going to happen. If this race is anything like what we saw on Monday night during the practice, they're going to come, and they're going to come frequently, as it's only lap 16. We've got several cautions that have already occurred out there. But good luck out there tonight, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. Good luck to you. All right.
Get him back down there with his Team Limitless. That's, of course, America's driver Albert Anderson, his pops Mike Adamson, Jeremiah Burke, and Greg Dobson all joining up down there for Team Limitless as we get ready to go back to side-by-side racing here.
I'd like to see the son take out the dad. That'd be fun. Teammates, family members, real fight.
But didn't Junior and Senior have that or something happen? And Senior punched him in the mouth or something, and then gave him a hug afterwards. But either way, we go back to green flag racing here. Jeremiah Burke with a great restart there, shooting up on that bottom side, able to get between the two Adamsons. He's still stuck on that bottom line, trying to.
Made it just
And we got a
around.
wreck.
Reckon.
82 of average
Michael Average.
stuck in the middle of the racetrack there, and oh my goodness, you could just see the pile up. For the most part, everyone did a pretty good job of either shuffling their way on through it, or at least getting on those brakes and stopping before too much happened here. Let's go ahead and take a quick look and see. Could have been some contact there with some guys. It was going to be like 3 wide. Not a lot of space. Let's go ahead and flip on back and jump up into our chopper camera. Not the cactus camera. Apparently we have a cactus camera too.
Oh.
Oh, it's just a light touch there with the 21. Sends the 82 on around. Looks like Dustin Wade getting a tiny little piece. Dave the Mouth Mayberry gets a little bumping on the rear end there as well, but for the most part, everybody able to at least drive away from that one. We're not seeing any smoking engines or anything like that.
Yeah, that damage can be repaired down there on the pit lane without having to sit there for too terribly long. Here's a little fact for you guys.
Yeah.
Brayton Laster's nickname is the Pizza Man.
Why?
Because he delivers.
For his oh, that's pretty good. That's
I like
the man.
that.
That's Carl Malone, man. That's why they call him the mailman. But the Pizza Man, that's just his nickname for his love of pizza. According to Laster, he was self-proclaimed obsessed with pizza, which started with Indianapolis Speedrome selling pizza for concessions. It became his identity, he says. But this is Wikipedia. Anybody can write this.
Oh, you're on Wikipedia.
I'm doing some half-assed
I don't
research.
even know how true that is.
But the hood of his truck says "I love jerky," so maybe he's Jerky Man. Maybe we can start that. He could be called.
Maybe that's
Jerky
his sponsor. Listen, I mean, who doesn't love pizza though? So I mean, it's probably not far off because everyone loves pizza. If you don't love pizza, I don't know.
and yeah. Well, if he's truly the Pizza Man, he needs to come down here and try some of the pizza down here at this joint where I work at.
Oh, here you go. You're pumping your joint up.
I didn't mention
Self-promotion.
it. I didn't mention the name of it.
I won't. I've never had the pizza there. I've had the beer from there. That's really delicious, though. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you bet.
It does taste good. I know the pizza's good too. But go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, and of course, we do have some driver cams out there. We saw there Chan the Man 72 going out there in his Trek Dogs racing machine. Greg Dobson joining us here. Earl Evans, Mr. Bad Luck himself, out there with the face cam. He's even got a cheerleader hanging out in bed waiting for him once when this
He should be the Pizza Man.
race is over. He should be the Pizza Man. Got Andrew Player in the 18 machine out there roaming around with the driver cam on up as well. And of course, we got the 68 of Dustin with a I, Mr. Dustin Wade out there. Just recently came down to the pits, got some manual damage fixed, and he's getting ready to head on back out there for some green flag action.
And you keep talking about Danny DeVito, and now he's on my TV. It
What?
just popped up on a commercial on one of these. You know, I have like
They're listening.
I have this like a
one
whole
of them
area with
Alexa things?
wall of TVs. You know, like I have like a good studio in here. It's just he's doing a Jersey Mike's commercial, but it was just random that he's on my TV.
Don't hate on the
Still
Jersey
haven't
Mike's,
had one of
man.
their sandwiches.
I love
wanna
Jersey
try
Mike's.
one.
Oh, they're delicious.
We have one here in town. I got to go to it.
Yeah, go for it. That's great. I want to be the sandwich man.
Everybody's going to have their thing.
Well, hoping to not get sandwiched here, some of these drivers up at the front as we go back to green flag racing. Adamson and Burke side by side. Burke trickling on down as much as he can to make use of that dog leg, but Adamson just getting too much of a jump there on that restart. And I should say Adamsons, as both of them were able to make use of that line here. As the 753 side by side now with Dale right behind them. You got the 18, a player kind of single filed out, waiting for the battle to figure itself out. Right behind them, we got got 3 wide going on between the 98, the 21, and the 01. Kelly Keel looking very strong here this evening, hanging around up inside this top 10. Still going to be 3 wide, still going to be 2 wide, all over the place here as we finally get at least a full lap of green flag running in.
Yeah, this is nice trying to get settled in here. Earl Evans is getting past quite a bit. He's a little bit slower than everybody else there in that bad luck AAA truck.
And we're going right back to 3 wide now. We got the 3 of Austin Paul getting his hand in there. Almost 4 wide as some of these drivers are picking and choosing their lanes, trying to make it on through this absolute chaos. You can also see there the 98 of Mike Taylor trying to sneak around the outside here, pick up a few extra spots, move himself up into a top 10 position. Mike Adamson running fastest lap of the race up there, up at the front, maintaining the lead, but still facing some pressure from Dale as the 753 of Jeremiah Burke trickles on back behind him. Of course, all 3 of them, all teammates here, so I'm sure they're in contact with each other, being like, hey, let's at least just make it to the end of this thing and then beat each other's doors off of here, because we want a top 3 finish for all of us. Just like Vigilante Force did last week. You got the 123 John Gallagher now moving from 15th on up, almost up 20 positions for the 123 Kingsford machine.
Yeah, that's who I was just about to mention, because right now he is your hard charger of the race. Up a ton of spots. John is really wheeling that 123 truck out there tonight.
You know, John Osborne in the 81, he's up 17. Timmy Bates up 13.
Yeah.
There's some movers. Dave Mabry's up 11. Chandler Paul's up 15. So there has been some movement, even though we've had. This is probably our best run, obviously, here. This is real nice to watch.
Starting to get some green flag laps in finally.
As we see there, Jonathan Osborne kind of leading this mid-pack out there and around. 01 Kelly Keel trying to stay up there in that top 10. He's got his one of his teammates there, the 92 of Greg Klein, with some damage trying to work on that outside. And Greg, it's really turning out. You have to have that inside line and make use of that dog leg if you want to maintain any positions here, as he loses not 1, not 2, but 3 positions there, as he just gets absolutely freight trained by Paul and Osborne at the same time of Kelly Keel. Still got Adamson, and Burke riding around together here up at the front, kind of being patient, and it's starting to look like people taking it a little more cautious now. We're kind of single filing out, everyone finding their run, kind of understanding what speed they actually have here, and not just all bundled up into one group. The 574 of Connor Hughes out there trying to sneak back around the 1 of David Fight, and the 72 of Chan the Man. Also got the 48 of Canada's own Jack the Ripper Dixon trying to shuffle his way back up through this field.
Well, you got to think, too, man. You got one fast repair. So if you've already been mixed up in one of these deals that happened early and had to burn it, you ain't got nothing left. So, man, ride around, click off some laps, maybe gain some attrition positions here, take care of your equipment.
Well, I think that's what's going on with Greg Klein right now. He's got heavy damage to the inside of his truck. Could have damaged the engine a little bit, slowing him down. And I think he'll just wait for that time to use that fast repair. I don't think he's used it yet. And maybe pick up some spots later on in this race. I'm guessing that would be his strategy.
I would almost, with the damage that he has, I would be more concerned about suspension damage here, Adam. This track, you're putting so much wheel input into it that, you know, just the tiniest knock out of caster, out of camber, out of anything can really affect the handling on these machines here.
Yeah, definitely. He's got something is definitely wrong with his truck, as he's losing spots kind of quickly. But if he just hangs in there, gets that fast repair done at some point, maybe when we have the stage break, he'll be good to go for the second half of this thing.
I'd like to draw a similarity between our buddy Earl Evans. So Earl, as you guys know, he's raced the number 13. He's raced a green race car. He's even wrote the Bad Luck Machine on the side of it, but he's carried the AAA Broadcasting logo on it, and we support him through thick and thin. Another little known fact about Brayton Laster is that he's tried to dispel some of that stuff. He's also driven a number 13 car with green paint.
It's no.
You know, those are no-nos as far as superstitions go. And he later said that he wanted both qualities as a satire to both superstitions. So, what? Definitely testing the waters out there. But
What is it like?
hey, man,
Is it like one of those two double negatives make a positive or something like that? That's we're 3 wide
I guess
back
so. They
here.
might cancel themselves out.
Oh my goodness, the 48 Jack the Ripper Dixon going all the way down to the apron for almost the entire length of that kind of little short shoot that they got here going into turn 1, as it was almost 3 and 4 wide here in this mid pack right around 20th. The 14 at Dustin with a wide. Dustin Eaton on the outside here. Dave Hot Rod, the Gambler, the Mouth, the Mower, the everything Mayberry.
Yeah, I can't keep up with all his nicknames.
The nickname. We need to just call him Dave the nickname Mayberry.
I actually like that one better. I'm going to write that one down. That's pretty good.
You can have that one for free.
Well, I've given you all the other nicknames free. I'm not charging anybody.
Don't act like you're the nickname guy.
I'm the nickname guy.
I've come up with a few. I just did.
Yeah, that was a good one.
How about Jonathan Osborne here? This, of course, is his home track as well, just like Jeremiah Burke. I know those two have met up a couple of times and gone to the races out here, but he's finding himself up 20 spots now inside this top 10.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're all settled. They're all settling in right now. This is nice. This is a real good racing kind of. Lot of trucks all over the track. It's hard to keep up with everybody out there, so we're going to do our best. But settling in, and this is some real racing now.
Some real racing indeed. Still got some positions being made and lost. The 98 of Mike Taylor now getting passed by the 11 of Eric Klafka, one of the original members here for Vigilante Force. And took a season off, but he came back. Glad to have Eric back out there and putting in some good times.
Great to see Edith Anderson out there in the YouTube chat. Thank you so much for joining us, Edith. Team Anderson out there in force tonight is Albert's Pop, also named Albert, and Edith, both joining us tonight on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, America's Driver was not confident heading up here into tonight, but he's out there putting his laps down, doing whatever he can. Currently out in 23rd, which, other places that we broadcast said 23rd, that's pretty much the tail end of the field, but he's pretty much smack dab in the middle here tonight.
That's top 66%, I guess, right?
Yeah,
right now,
like
he's
that.
doing a pretty good job.
As Mike Adamson starting to really pull away here and actually run into a little bit of lap traffic, as well as the 57 of Russ Endicott getting put a lap down by a couple guys here. But both Adamson and Burke really running away from this field. I think this long run is actually showing people what it's going to take to have a ton of speed here and keep that speed for a while, as the 72 of Chan the Man and the 14 of Dustin Eaton go 2x2 down through the dogleg.
Jonathan Osborne continues to have one hell of a race, racing his way up 20 positions, currently in 9th place. The 81 truck continues to move forward.
And just a reminder, folks, that we will have a stage break here, cutting this race basically into 2 equal halves right after lap 75. So going on to lap 76, that will throw the caution out and get everybody all re-racked and stacked. And I know somebody's looking forward to that, and that's the 33 of Jess Vaught, still being stuck that one lap down after the first caution that we had. Almost had the truck up in the wall right there in front of him, but he's taking his time because he's used his fast repair. He's taking his time. It does not want to damage that truck whatsoever anymore.
You mean he rolled 15 times and had to use a fast repair? You gotta be kidding me. That truck was destroyed, boy.
That was a good wreck here for Phoenix.
Yeah.
So I was kind of impressed. I haven't seen any anger or hatred yet in this race.
No?
I want to see some of that. Dave, the nickname Gambler, made it 3 wide there for a minute, and now they're 7.
Dave's the nickname Gambler.
Whatever. I'm reading too many things. Dave, the nickname the Gambler, whatever the hell he is, Mayberry. Greg Klein still bleeding positions too. 20th.
Comes David Fight down pit lane.
Oh, same thing. Jeremiah Burke going from top 3 down onto pit lane. I wonder if he's seeing the math and realizes, I'm not going to make it to the stage. Might as well just separate this thing into halves. And
Laurie's going to close the pits at what? Lap 73?
Yeah, right around there.
Something like that.
So not willing to take that risk. Goes the 753 machine of Jeremiah Burke. Trying to remember if I got that number right, which I did. I love how drivers can pick their numbers and you can kind of race whatever, and you see teams kind of sticking around Team Limitless all having 700 series
700
numbers.
series, yeah.
But when you start having to remember 3 digits, man, it gets tough.
I like at the local track where they have a number on their car, but then they tape like 2 other numbers on it and a letter.
Or they have to put an A on it because somebody else came from out of town. Hell, they're also running the 42. So I'm the 42A tonight with black duct tape.
Yes. Yeah.
That's right.
So it makes it fun.
Sure.
But confusing.
Ooh, man.
Yes, sir.
That's kind of rough right there. That's Dave, the nickname Mayberry.
Yeah, there you go.
Battling with the 72.
Old tires?
Dave got the better of that one. The Track Dogs racing machine of the 72. Chan the man, not able to make that pass. Yeah, you see that with Albert Anderson there, bud?
Oh, I did. Ooh, man, I thought he was about to roll that thing on its own without any contact as the 751 of Mike Adamson comes on down into pit lane now, coming from the lead. So, it was going to be J.R. Hollingsworth taking over, but it's now going to be the 18 of Andrew Player taking control of this race here up at the front. Going to have the 23 of Sean McDonald, another one of the guys, new guy from Canada here this season that we've been very pleased with how he's been racing. He's had in the last couple of races, maybe not the best of finishes that he's wanted to, but he's definitely put himself in good positions to get, top 5s, maybe even close to a podium here.
He shows a lot of promise as a driver here in the VRL. And, of course, Andrew Player that you mentioned, last season's champion, doing one hell of a job out there once again tonight for Team Tang.
Yeah, it's old tires. We're going to start seeing some more incidents here, and I just can't believe how long do you think we've been on this here? We've been on 40 laps of green flag racing, seems like, almost 30.
Well, now,
something like that. A lot longer than I thought we'd go.
I was going to say, now you had to jinx it, and we're going to see something.
Knocking on wood.
As the 123 Kingsford Griller of John Gallagher moving his way on through the 58 of Robert Chipman. So how about that 123 up 26 spots, almost tying or just one up on the 81 Jonathan Osborne. And of course, these guys have not pitted yet. They may not ever pit. Who knows? They may try to make it to that midway break here. Is Sean McDonald now trickling his way down onto pit road. But what about the guys like Dustin Eaton, Jack the Ripper Dixon, Connor Hughes that came on down lap 19, lap 13. I've got a feeling they could probably make it.
Well, guys like Jack Dixon I think he took fuel only.
Yep.
He's gonna be wanting to come back down, I think, when the rest of the field does. So he's gonna say, well, I don't care what kind of field position I gained here. I'm definitely coming down for tires.
Yeah, only 4 total sets tonight. You gotta manage them just right. So that's probably a great strategy actually there. Ooh, Connor Hughes kind of drifting a little bit. I'm probably feeling those old tires.
Restarts is where you're going to see who did the right thing with tires and who didn't. Right? I mean, we've kind of seen that throughout our broadcasting career. You can kind of see, you'll have somebody that stays out every damn time with old tires, and the rest of the field will stack up, and sometimes it causes some pretty bad problems.
Oh, here's a little problem. We got a problem. 57 just. Ooh,
No, and that
yellow is out.
That will be the yellow flag there as he was spun out across the middle of the racetrack there, right kind of towards where everybody exits the dog leg. So that caution definitely was needed here as we go ahead and take a look back and see what happened to the old 57. Looks like some contact was made as he was side by side with somebody there.
Yeah, well, Hughes. He drifted up the track on Hughes, it looked like. So.
Well, man, it looked like Hughes came down expecting the 57 machine to start his turn into the dog leg. Realized it a little late, so he stopped it. Some net code happens, or at least on my screen, some net code happens. But nonetheless, the 574. Oh, there was still net code happening as they made a secondary contact while they're both up into the wall.
Yeah, there was definitely some net code involved in that. But they were kind of approaching each other, encroaching at each other's territory, so to speak.
Well, the good thing is Andrew Player looks like he was already in the pits when the caution came out. And I think the same is the case for Jonathan Osborne. So those guys are able to get their pit stop done. They're going to get back out on the track. Now you see other guys in the field pitting now.
Yeah, like Everidge, Laster, Wade, Gallagher, Klafka, Paul, and Evans all jumping on down there into pit road. Looks like Timmy Bates will possibly guide another round of crew down, as well as Dustin Eaton, Jack the Ripper Dixon, David Kelly, Dave, the nickname Mayberry, all trickling their way down onto pit road as well.
I love that new. That's gotta stay with Dave because we're getting tired of changing his nickname every couple of weeks. So Dave the nickname Mayberry, I love it. Timmy Bates in that 21 machine getting to lead another lap out here. Good on him. It looks like he's down
pit road.
Well, he's down on the pit road now.
I'm
trying to look at the two different scoring sheets that we have.
The Purple Hearts home machine 21 getting his pit stop done and out of the way. So that's at least, he's not going to have to come down when everybody comes down, or assuming people are going to come down at the midway point. But 18 to Andrew Player in the 81 Jonathan Osborne getting the luck of the timing and the draw on that caution here. And they're going to also have the 99 of Kim Kraus up there as well. Kim, one of those guys, another one of the fantastic rookies that was brought in here this season that we've seen him run up at the front a couple times, maybe just some incidents and maybe a little over-aggressive driving there, but right now finding himself up there in third.
Yeah, Kim Kraus is one of those figures that's brand new to VRL and has been involved in a few incidents out there on the track. Not all of them of his creation, but nevertheless involved in some wrecks out there. But check it out, man. Sitting in a podium spot.
Yes.
The guys that didn't pit here, Alan. Well, it looks like we have pretty much everybody. We got a couple of pitters from the late 40s.
Yeah, you know,
Kim Kraus is going to have a rough time. Oh, they're giving us another yellow flag lap here.
I think to let all the wave arounds catch back on up. Because iRacing does a fantastic job trying to time things out with these cautions and whatnot. The problem is at a track kind of like this, if you get a bunch of people in front of the leaders here that get the free wave around the pace car, it takes them a little bit more than that one lap to catch back on up.
Well, they're going to have to check up right here just to let the pace truck in front. Hopefully it doesn't cause any contact here. It doesn't look like it will.
No. They were able to at least, keep it up to about 40, let the pace truck by. I know a lot of times that pace truck sometimes will travel at Mach 3 and wrap itself around the field pretty quick, but it did not happen here, so they're going to get everybody all lined back on up, stacked up, and ready to rumble for us here back in just a second. Going to have Player, Osborne, Burke, Kraus, Adamson, Gallagher, Hollingsworth, Klafka, and Everidge all up inside this top 10. Just a reminder, the top 10 do get bonus points here at the end of this stage, so we'll have to see who's getting some bonus points. And as mentioned in the mentioned in the Discord, every point matters. Only 1 point determined who was in the playoffs at the end of last season, so people have to be careful of that.
I thought the pace truck was coming down this time. I guess they added another lap just to get everybody stacked up here. But looks like it's coming down.
Should be coming down now.
Kim Kraus warning everyone on the radio, I have extremely old tires. I'm not going to have a good restart, but he's inside row number 2. So watch this restart, guys, on the inside line. Especially, you're going to see a big checkup.
Yeah, that most definitely indeed here as we get back to green flag racing here, going on to lap 63. The pace truck is down and out of the way here as the flip-flopped 18 and the 81 getting ready to go back to green flag racing side by side into that Geico restart zone, and away we go. That 99 didn't do too bad getting that power down. He did pretty good. It's not as much of a checkup, I think, as he thought, as the 746 of Dale Adamson looks to take it 3 wide right up through the middle. His dad running around there on the outside. The 99 just losing positions as Dale has a great save there to keep that truck from going around.
Well, the good thing that Kraus did was stay to the inside. He had a great restart. Not a real fast entry into 1 and 2, but he's doing what he can with 30-lap-old tires.
Yes, here on lap 60.
40-lap-old tires, I should say.
I was going to say, break out that calculator, buddy. It's okay.
Yeah.
As the 18 of Player continues to lead with the 753 Jeremiah Burke on that a little bit newer set of tires that he had from earlier on. Not as new as Players or Osborne's, but still up there running with some good speed. You still got John Gallagher fighting his way up. 27 now. Goodness night here. He's leading around the 82 of Mike Evers, trying to catch up to the 31 of JR and the 751 of Mike Adamson as almost some contact. 72 of Chan the Man, 747 of Albert Anderson. Dave, the nickname Mayberry, goes around. Oh, we got ourselves a parking lot.
Yeah, and Shipman couldn't slow down in time to avoid that. That was unfortunate.
28 wrecked as well.
McDonald is involved. Earl Evans, Rincon.
Mercy.
Looks like Albert is trying to stay off that back bumper of the 72. Just ends up hitting it. Let's go ahead, jump back up to our chopper camera here, focusing on that 72 and the 747. Oh, no. He started getting loose on his own, and just Albert with nowhere to go gets tangled up in it, and he ends up getting loose and going up the track, making contact up there as well. Oh, man. Looked like the 92 Greg Klein, nowhere to go. And there goes Dave Mayberry as well, as we kind of look up the field a little bit here as the wreck continues to just trickle its way down that front stretch. 33 Just Fought was able to check up in time. However, the wreck that was going on around the 72 of Chandler Paul just kept piling up on these guys. And like you said, the 28 of George Rincon getting involved, as well as the Bad Luck 13 machine getting all tangled up. It looks like the one of David Fight getting a little bit of damage there as well. Oh, man, 58. Oh, goodness.
Vigilante Force, most of their team right there suffered some pretty good damage. Nowhere to go. Can't escape all the time here, especially when you got a track like this where the walls are close together and not a lot of room to escape when something like this happens.
The walls are definitely close together right there in that section of the track. It's very, very tight with that pit road wall and then the
3
outside
and 4, yeah.
safer barrier. Well, is it 3 and 4? I think it's 2 and 3. I mean, we went over this before. It's dog leg, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I'm talking about before the dog leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3 and 4.
That's before the dog leg.
Sarah Vaught joining us now on the YouTube chat saying the favorite child has entered the chat.
Ooh.
Well, I was
rivalry.
told by Lori that Kyle may or may not be the favorite child. So
That's not
maybe
true.
No.
You're fabricating evidence.
I'm
No.
not fabricating anything.
No,
That's
I
exactly
think he believes he's the favorite child.
maybe that's what it was.
Yes.
There's only one way to settle it.
They should
Sibling
arm wrestle.
battle, some kind of
Arm
battle.
wrestle. Yeah,
I don't know about
I think
arm
he
wrestling.
You know, a
Rose
mom is never
Gambo.
gonna claim a favorite.
Well, no. What?
But they all. I think what they all think they're the favorite.
They
Man,
should
you're
have
really
some kind of
you're really trying to have like a family war out here tonight.
Not a war, man. It's a friendly conflict.
It is. But so Sarah's the favorite.
Kyle
according
says
to
me
Sarah.
for the win. Me for the win.
There you
Thanks,
go.
sir.
Oh man.
Hey, y'all have some kind of freaking I don't know what kind of contest we can have. Looks like we're going back racing here in just a second.
Yes, sir.
I think we're going to head on down there for our feats of strength next time.
Yeah, there you go. The feats of strength at the Vaught house.
Airing of grievances.
As we get ready to go back to green flag racing with that 18 and the 753 up at the front. 81 Jonathan Osborne starting with the 746 of Dale Adams on his outside there as well. Green flag is back out. Only about 5 laps to go left in this opening stage here, this first half of this rumble here in Phoenix. Side by side we go down into turns 1 and 2 down the new back straightaway. Jeremiah Burke picking up a big run there up on the outside. That's where track knowledge absolutely comes into play. He knows exactly where he can and can't push it, and he found himself back up there in the lead. The 123 John Gallagher side by side with the 751 of the silent assassin of Mike Adamson here, as everybody still rumbles side by side trying to pick up whatever spots that they can. You got the 013 Brayton Laster trying to find himself up there inside the top 10 for the stage break here as well. The 01 Kelly Keel looking to make some last minute moves. He's side by side with his teammate there, the 33 of Jess Vaught. 746 still side by side battling with that 81 of Jonathan Osborne. Jonathan not giving up an inch. He wants to get a good finish here tonight. The 31 JR Hollingsworth just watching and waiting for these guys to make some room so he can start making some passes here as well, as they round out of turns 1 and 2, now going down into turns 3 and 4 and back across the line here. Jeremiah Burke continuing to try to extend that lead as we are coming on up, as I believe the pits are now closed.
It should be here soon. I haven't seen the notification, but I think Lori's about to hit the button. We
She
usually
does
hear the
have a
notification.
button
Yeah,
admin
she
box,
does have
doesn't
an
she?
admin box, but I haven't seen the notification, but I know it's upcoming. There it is,
There
right
it
there.
is. Yep.
All right, great. So the pits are now closed here. Basically 2 laps left remaining. The 82 of Everidge and the 68 of Wade going side by side here, fighting for some spots here inside of this top 10. They've got the 21 of Timmy Bates right there behind them as well. Everyone trying to get single filed out a little bit here, as well as that 21 loses that spot, and he might actually lose another one here to the 64 Trevor Robertson. This is a fight for some people here on this top 10, trying to get whatever points that they can.
Point.
Oh man, and every point matters, rounding out of turns 1 and 2. This is really where the big battle is, but here comes the 18 Andrew Player making the pass on that 753 of Jeremiah Burke, launching himself up there to the front. Burke trying to hang on down to keep points away from Dale Adamson as they come back down across the line, and there is your stage.
How about Timmy Bates holding on to pick up that 10th? He's going to pick up some stage points in that 21. Great job of him by hanging on right there, picking up a 10th. Great effort, man. I love that.
Yeah, that was a nice run. And I think we had a little bit of everything first half of this race. We'll see how aggressive they get coming out of this next restart.
Well,
You know, some
Kathy,
people, drivers are always thinking it's the end of the race. You know, they got to keep, at the restart, they want to get to the front quickly. We'll see if we can keep it clean. What'd you say there, English?
I was saying Kathy is joining Edith and Albert Anderson here, cheering for Albert III out there on the racetrack tonight. Thank you so much, Kathy, for joining us on the YouTube chat. Pit road is going to be busy here, Alan.
Oh man, you are not kidding. Maybe some people not getting quite the message. We did see Jess Vaught come down lap 66, so I'm betting he's pretty fine. But Dustin Wade pitted lap 57. He's staying on out there. Same thing with Kelly Keel, David Kelly, and Dave. Enter nickname here, Mayberry. So a few people staying on out, but 18 Andrew Player, who won that stage, coming on down and in, and you can see everybody taking 4 tires and getting on out there, except for John Gallagher in the 123, the 82 of Mike Everidge. They're going to launch up this leaderboard here by taking, at most a 2-tire stop, but it looked like it was fuel only.
I see a few fuel onlys there. I think these guys are trying to push that last set of tires a little bit later. It might work out for them here as we wind this thing down. But golly, we're just past halfway, boys. We've got a lot of racing to do.
Just be saving one for their back pocket at the end, I guess.
Yeah,
That's probably
maybe so.
smart to do.
Rutabaga.
Oh, yeah.
Well, as the vegetables are out and running, let's go ahead and talk to one of the drivers out here, Mr. Turner. How about we talk to the 14 machine, Dustin with a Y out there. And Mr. Dustin with a Y, how you doing this evening there, brother?
No, it's up and down, isn't it?
Oh, yes, sir, it is. But right now, after pit stops and all that, still finding yourself inside that kind of top 15 bubble. I know getting the race started was a little rough, but you saw a good green flag run there before another caution came on out. And what are these kind of tires feeling like after a long run here?
Man, I just had to do a pretty long stint. I accidentally took rights coming in, and it kind of jacked up my strategy. But so far, I mean, running, I started that last stint with 85% on them, and I mean, it wasn't too bad. So they're not crazy. It's just about sliding up in the guy above you, so far.
Well, I mean, do you have any specific strategy in the second half of this race? You're just gonna You gonna save tires as much as you can, or what are you
Well,
gonna do to try to win this thing?
I'm gonna try to save fuel and tires, man. I'm gonna shut off on the restarts and try to save every drop I can, and just kind of extend everything. Take those last set as late as I can. It's pretty much all I got right now, man. And stay alive. That's definitely number one too.
That most definitely is. I know we're getting stacked up here in just a second. So one more question though is, if this thing were to go green flag to the end, not that I'm saying it will, do you guys have enough fuel to make it with some saving, or are you still looking at another round of pit stops?
Ideally, I could save it, but you never know, man. I mean, it's a toss up right now. I mean, here we're sitting at 47 to go, 47. So yeah, I think I could do it.
All right, man. Well, good luck out there, Dustin, and hopefully we'll see you at the end of this thing.
All right, thanks, fellas.
Get him back down there with Team Tang as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here. Dustin Wade, another Team Tang member, up there at the front with the 33 of Just Fought to his outside. And here we go back to green flag racing here with the 68 of Dustin Wade taking pretty quick control of this thing up there on that bottom side. Here comes Just Fought looking to maybe make a pass up here on the outside mid lane of the track as it's still 2 wide, almost 3 wide behind him here as Dave Mayberry kind of getting stuck between Gallagher and Jeremiah Burke. Jeremiah trying to make use of as much of that new stuff as he can here. Same thing with that 82 and the 18. As Jess was finally able to catch up and go side by side here with that 68. The 01 Kelly Keel trying to do the same, follow his teammate around here on that outside, but the 68 of Dustin Wade not giving that position up so easily, trying to maintain for all it's worth here. Ooh.
This has got me nervous up here, boys. These guys are getting really familiar as they come around the...
Oh, I can't believe Just Bot is back in the front. Isn't that something from what we saw happen to him early in the race?
Well, we've seen this happen before with Jess. He's a man on a mission. When he sets his mind to something, especially at a track he loves to race at, he's going to show these guys how it's done. We got a truck around here. It's Trevor Robertson. Yellows out. The Gorilla Glue machine is stuck in the middle of the track. We got guys locking up the brakes trying to avoid them.
Earl Evans involved in that one.
Yeah, he barely touched him, it looks like. Earl should be okay.
Oh, do you know what that was? That was Dixon and Robertson. Looked like netcode, honestly. Dixon and Robertson.
Did it?
Yep. That's terrible because it was definitely netcode.
Well, it looks like we have our first disconnection of the night. Sean McDonald, one of our Canadian buds up there, the driver of the 23 truck, putting his stuff up on the trailer. We'll see him next week, though.
And something, Greg Klein here in the back as the 72 of Chan the Man was trying to check up as well. Oh, hard up into Greg, and that's going to cause some smoking for mosquitoes there as well. And Greg just trying to limp it back to pit road. I don't know if he's used that fast repair yet. I think every time he's come down, he's just been using some manual damage here. So I think Greg still at least has that one quick repair to his side pocket. We'll find out here in just a second as he's now down there in the pits. He might have entered a closed pit, so he's probably serving a penalty right now, but definitely some unfortunate consequences there. But I was going to say, like, before that incident with Trevor Robertson, we had seen him scrape the wall a couple of times there, trying to make sure that truck didn't come on down onto people.
Yeah, just couldn't contain it that time. And I mean, when you got this many trucks out on the track, stuff's going to happen. We kind of predicted that would happen.
And it looks like the 92 of Greg Klein disconnecting, or at least getting out of the car for a minute.
Oh, man. He's probably got a lot of manual damage. Let's explain to the folks at home what what we're talking about a fast repair. So iRacing has a built-in feature called a fast repair, and you have the opportunity to use it whenever you want. So if you have damage, when you come into your pit stall, it automatically fixes your car or truck up to 100% like it's brand new, and then you can pull away. But you can only do that one time. Any other time you come down pit road, it's going to take as long as it takes in real life for those guys to get out there with the saws and the hammers and stuff to fix your damage on your truck. So, but that one fast repair, that's all you got here in VRL. And I think it's a great feature. I'm glad that they only use one of them, though. So it keeps a lot of these guys pretty honest.
Yeah, no, that was a great explanation to the folks at home. Good job. But
Thanks.
yeah, every league is different. Some have two, some have unlimited. I think limiting one fast repair makes it kind of more realistic. You really have to save equipment, and it forces you to save equipment. Tonight, unfortunately, we've had some incidents where people really can't, help it. They're just getting involved in stuff.
Race truck is down. These guys are exiting turn number 3.
And that indeed is two Vigilante Force drivers there starting side by side. That's 33 of Jess Vaught leading this lane, and he's going to lose a few positions here. Is up there on the outside. Oh,
here we
big
go,
contact
again.
To the moon. Goes
David L. Kelly in space.
Oh man, he's still bouncing around there.
Driver of the 49 is in need of a hearse, because there's no way anyone could live through that. Rest in peace, David L. Kelly.
I mean, it's virtual. That's the good part.
Well, yeah.
I was starting to get sad.
We'll add a little levity to this situation. I mean,
I don't know what levity is. You're the smart one, apparently. Oh man, he did fly, didn't he?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. Wow,
That glitchy part of the wall,
that was pretty good. Spaceman. Well, he sounds like an astronaut. Isn't there a Kelly astronaut? David Kelly, the astronaut, or something? I don't know. We'll call him the astronaut from now on.
David the astronaut Kelly. I love that.
That's a good one. Quality.
Write that down. Hey, get
I'm
your
gonna write it
spiral
down.
notebook, spiral
I'll put it
notebook,
down
and your
right now.
Sharpie, and write it down.
Got it. It's already done.
Well, someone who's thankful that a caution did come out is that 33 of Jess Vaught. He was at least able to hold on to third. He was going to lose a ton of positions there off of that restart. I don't know what happened with him, but it was off to a very slow start. I think what was happening was he almost did the same thing, and he had to get off the gas. Otherwise, he was going to go around.
You're probably right there. We don't know the whole story there, but judging from what you've shown on the camera, I think that's a pretty safe bet. Taylor Provac says, "Oh my goodness gracious, what a journey through space that he just had."
It was.
That was awesome.
Interesting. I hadn't seen a good one like that in a while.
A little bit.
He's up there.
I mean, Jess Vaught's role that
was a
we
good
saw
role, but
earlier
he
was
didn't-
pretty damn awesome.
He didn't have the height though. This one had height.
He didn't get the altitude, but he definitely got the G forces.
Well,
Yeah.
but I think we can also add that one up to being 4, almost 5 wide going through the dog leg there. And it wasn't just one set of trucks that was 4 or 5 wide. Right behind them, there was a set of people that were going 4 or 5 wide.
And if you think that's going to die down, you're watching the wrong race, because that's gonna stay the same or get worse the closer we get to 150 laps, because we're close. What are we going to restart with? 56, 57, 58 to go, something like that. These guys are going to be pressing the issue going into and coming out of the dog leg. for the rest of tonight's race. It's going to be a blast.
As Chan the man out there saying Mondays are so much better for me doing those practice races. He gets better results. I guess he has been kind of knocked down and out of this one as well here back on lap 82, about 10 laps ago. He and Greg Klein finding some unfortunate mutual spot on the racetrack there.
We had talked about, as broadcasters, about joining the Monday night race this week, but I think we all had kind of the same thought in that it's hard enough to do it by ourselves when you put us on a track with a whole bunch of folks. I don't think any of us wanted to be a part of that. It was rough Monday night, man. I don't think we would have helped these guys at all.
No. And there you go. That's our thoughts on it.
Yeah, I would not have wanted to.
Even
though there was only 18 cars.
I love racing with them, but
there's only so much some retired drivers can actually help these guys out on.
Yeah. This is a tough track too. Go ahead,
man.
Brad.
It is. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing, and here we go with the 01 Kelly Keel getting things started off here at the front. He's going to have his teammate, the 33 of Jess Vaught, running there on the inside line with him. Up on the outside goes the 68 of Dustin Wade. Jeremiah Burke electing to use the apron all the way down through turns 1 and 2 there. Didn't lose any time. Oh, and
trucks around.
Oh, hang on to it, Albert.
It's a big one.
Yeah, George Rincon got involved in that somehow.
So we watch here. You can see the 81 Jonathan Osborne just kind of getting loose on his own. Oh, into the inside wall, and then people trying to save it, collect it, and check up. Looks like
I saw the 81 key up on the radio, but I couldn't hear anything, so I think he knew what was happening.
And the 28 getting snagged up into it. Looks like Dave Mayberry and the 48 of Jack the Ripper Dixon getting snagged up in that one as well. I believe we saw the 574 of Connor Hughes get tail whipped in the middle of that as well by some of the stuff going on out there. Oh, yeah, the 28 after bouncing off the inside wall just whipped around and snags the 574. Well, we always talk about, this is a mile length worth of track, and usually tracks that are a mile or less are considered short tracks. Well, we're starting to kind of see that kind of action.
It's starting to look like one.
Starting to kind of pile out like that.
And I've heard about 3 or 4 drivers come on the radio saying, that might have been me. Just because there was so much going on out there. We've had several drivers claim that I might have been the cause of that. But I think it was the initial spinning of that car by himself. I think it was the 81. After that, it was kind of chaos, and love old Chachi, man. We hate to see that happen, but we hate to see Albert Anderson. It's like he's got a target on the back of his head here the past few weeks.
Well, it
don't matter if he's running trucks or
he's had a couple good finishes here or there too. Like he
has. We talked to him the other night.
He had some really good races there. Just tonight, and you already know he wasn't looking forward to tonight. This isn't his style of racing. He doesn't feel too comfortable here, but he's a driver. He'll get in that car. You tell him, hey man, we need a driver. He's gonna get in that car.
Guarantee you, every time he will too.
Well, we did get to talk to him once. He made podium on one of these races recently, but other than that, he has been getting kind of the short end of the stick out here. But that's racing. You get into slumps, you get into the good grooves and all that stuff. So it's just part of the thing. It's kind of like baseball, you ups and downs of racing.
Ebbs and flows, as they say. Mm-hmm. Chan the Man 72 saying this track just needs to be bulldozed and have a Walmart put on it.
Nah, I
That's
don't.
what they're doing to the Auto Club. Don't do that to this
I
one.
don't. I don't think. I don't think Phoenix quite necessarily needs it, but I know New Hampshire does. I can agree on New Hampshire. Wish they would put a big
Gotta
old
do
Walmart on New
something.
Hampshire.
Just
Or
doesn't-
make bring
Dude.
dirt track back to New England. I wouldn't mind that.
Oh, that's always fun. Dirt tracking.
Yeah, and that, but then you can also like during the winter host the Snow Bowl, and rather than dirt, you're racing on snow.
Yeah, that's cool.
Packed ice.
Oh, somebody came down and hit Dobson during the actual yellow. What happened there? I think somebody blew an engine.
Oh, it's possible by the looks of it.
Here
Yeah.
we go. We're getting ready to restart here, boys. The pace truck is down.
Yeah, where we're gonna have
All
the
the other trucks are side by side.
01 of Kelly Keel and the 33 of Jess Vaught getting things all fired on up here once again as we get ready to get back to this green flag of racing, and away they go. The 68 of Dustin Wade. Oh, nowhere to go. He had the power down. He just couldn't go anywhere other than into the back bumper of the 01 of Kelly Keel, and that's going to allow the 33 of Jess Vaught to sneak on around. I wonder if Kelly might have missed a gear or took a little too long to shift there, as the 753 Jeremiah Burke, he's going to make use of that time as well and launch around on the outside, chase down that 33 machine. Hey, you also got that 746 of Dale Adamson, who pretty much the entire first half of the race was looking pretty good there with Burke and his pops. The other Adamson, Mike Adamson, who's up here again, looking very strong up here inside this top 5 now as well. Almost losing it, and there he goes.
Here we go. Dale Adamson, you just talked about him. Oh, big
37
wreck here.
37 of Dustin really couldn't do anything. He had the spoilers, the parachutes, the air brakes. He had everything thrown on out
Dragging
there.
his foot. Yeah, Albert Anderson's pop out there saying it's a demolition derby out there. Yeah, that's kind of what we're starting to see here.
Oh man, you could actually see from the nose of the 37 machine there. He knew a caution was up ahead of him. He just couldn't see exactly what was going on, and so he was up on the brakes, and until the very last second, he couldn't see where Dale was, and ended up just smacking right into him there. Too late for him to make any last second maneuvers. I think we also saw Brayton Laster having a problem there on that yellow as well. Let's go ahead and kind of see what happened back here. Oh no, he was able to sneak on through. That looked like the 98 also had some problems as well. Mike Taylor having a few issues there. Let's go ahead and see kind of what happened with him. I mean, Dale did as much as he could to keep that truck, out of the way there, but there's only so much momentum that these trucks can carry that you can stop before just being bounced right back up into the way of traffic there. So hopefully that 746 of Dale is able to get a fast repair done, and he was looking pretty quick here tonight before that incident, and get everything all fired back on up. But man, that 68 of Dustin Wade, talk about a fantastic restart that it was looking to have there. He was all over that back bumper of the 01, just couldn't do anything with it.
He was prepared. Say though, he just couldn't make anything happen with it. These guys might be counting the days down to next week when they get to go to Atlanta.
That's gonna be.
Oh,
That'll be
man.
fun.
It's gonna
It's
be
a
a
new
lot.
Atlanta too, I would assume, since they're
I think
following
so.
the NASCAR schedule. That is a fast track.
So the guys that have problems with this, let's face it, man. Phoenix is an oddball track, and a lot of guys just don't feel comfortable running it. And next week they got more of a, I won't call it a standard track, but That's basically kind of what it is.
Well, this is
It's
definitely
a former mile-and-a-half cookie cutter that's now a super speedway, kind of. That's kind of how it races.
yeah. They changed it up a little bit, which I like.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
here they changed up to make it probably one of the most odd tracks we see as far as ovals, with that dog leg, and just it ramps up the aggression, like you say here. It just breeds aggression, just the way this track races, and we're seeing
Yeah,
some of that tonight.
we see that on the restarts when we see the 5 wide, 6 wide stuff on the dog leg, and then everybody tries to come back together, and that's when we see the issues as the pace truck comes on down. These guys coming back around, Alan, to do another restart.
Yep, and there we go. We're going to have 753 Jeremiah Burke, 33 Jess Vaught, 01 Kelly Keel, 751 Mike Adamson, 68 Dustin Wade, John Gallagher in that 123, J.R. Hollingsworth, 18 of Andrew Player, Dustin Eaton, Dustin with a Y in that 14 machine. You got the 64 Trevor Robertson, all sneaking around here in this top 10. As we get back to green flag racing, we go. And this time, Kelly has the same issue. He got a great restart there, but couldn't do anything with it because he had that 753's bumper all up in his face. That's that 33 at Just Fought launches around there on the outside. There goes the 123.
Gallagher's around.
Oh, and he saved it.
Staying green.
I don't know if he had some assistance in that save, but he's able to keep that thing rolling on 4 wheels in the correct direction. The 28, George Rincon, losing a lot of spots there after the heavy checkup, but still able to continue his push on through. As here comes 753, Jeremiah Burke around the outside of that 33. Oh man, this is good racing here up at the front. The 01 of Kelly Keel. Talk about a guy who's come a long way. A guy that we always commented being a fantastic plate track racer. The last couple of weeks, he's really come alive at these trickier tracks that require a little bit more nuance to the racing. Absolutely looking fantastic up there, battling inside of this top 5.
Yeah, very, very close here. These guys coming in and out of the dog leg. Man alive. This has been a lot of fun. Amanda Wade saying lots of Tang up front. Team Tang doing pretty damn good out there tonight. David Kelly saying I appreciate all the coverage on my flight, guys. Yeah, he did go flying, that's for sure. Dixon's racing team saying ain't no patience out there tonight. Kyle Vault saying, what a wild night for sure.
That's almost some contact there between the 013 and the 123. Gallagher and Laster having a bunch of close contacts there. You can see in the background the 48 Jack the Ripper Dixon trying to rip it around the outside here, catch up and make up some of these spots and try to sneak his way back up this leaderboard. You still have that 33 and the 751 battling it out side by side here up at the front right now. Mike Adamson, he's not being silent here tonight. He's making some name and noise up there for himself here this evening. Moving on up to second. You still got Jess and Kelly hanging on to third and fourth. You also have the 2 Dustins racing with each other here. Eaton and Wade still looking pretty strong, fighting for some top 5 spots.
Ooh, I and Y.
Eaton running that low line.
And here comes Andrew Player as well. So Team Tang starting to look pretty strong here up at the front.
More side-by-side action with the 3 machine and the 123. These guys are really close. A little bit of blinking with the 3.
Austin Paul, unfortunately, a few laps down, back in 31st, trying to make up for as much of it as he can. Right now, Dale Adamson in that 746 is in that lucky dog spot. You also have Greg Dobson in the 785 trying to get to that lucky dog spot as well. They're hoping for a couple more cautions here as the 82 of Mike Everidge and the 31 J.R. Hollingsworth race up here inside of this top 10 as well. You also got Jack Dixon and Robert Chipman Jr. going at it here, the 48 and the 58.
I'm going to do my best for this Annalie Tovar. Team Tang, baby! I
Oh wow!
think that's what you said.
I'm over here watching Brayton Laster, the pizza man, as English says. I don't claim that. He
Yes.
just made a pass on
Oh, the jerky man.
81 of Osborne. Got a clean looking truck. I know he does this for a living in real life. Do you think this kind of helps him learn these tracks as we're in here with just other drivers sim racing?
I know he's done at least one truck race that I know of. I think it was last season. But if he's going to run some more, I mean, all this can do is help you, right? You're getting a little bit of extra. It might be virtual experience, but at least you're getting some lap time and some running around there with traffic. So all Brayton can do is go out there and just get as much experience under his belt as he can, even if it's just online. It still counts, I think.
Yeah, I think they've done a great job with iRace, and it's pretty good as far as the way the track runs and the dimensions and whatnot. So I'm sure that's what he's doing, just getting some laps in. The track temperature has gone down to 83, so that might help us here.
Yeah, it's later in the day.
Out.
We're now at 5 p.m.
Yeah, the sun is starting to set behind the high dunes here in Phoenix, so the good bit of shadow starting to trickle across this racetrack, which is, I think, going to aid in these guys getting a little bit more grip. However, on these restarts, that means those cold tires are going to be absolutely more brutal as well.
Well, Greg Klein joining us on the YouTube channel saying that was a rough night. He has manually disconnected. Greg, if you can hear us, buddy, if you want to jump in the booth and give us a little bit of inside baseball information about what's going on the track out there, definitely do so. We'd love to talk to you about how you thought tonight's race went.
Yeah, we did start tonight with 37 drivers. Hey, call it 36 and a half. I think Andrew Cawthon's been having some problems with the latest update, and he's kind of been in and out of the session here. But either way, we still have 32 guys out there running some out of fast repairs and getting manual damage done as they can, as we got a good wad of trucks happening around here by the 48 and the 81. You also got the 3 all kind of tied up in here, who's a lap down. You got Robert Chipman up there as well. Everybody fighting for whatever spots that they can here as we're closing in on about 30 laps to go. And breaking iRacing news, Greg Klein is already in his PJs.
Oh, as another caution comes out, Greg Dobson apologized to Earl, I think.
What do we have?
This thing called a caution.
Oh, the 13 and the 785 getting all tied on up. Oh, looked like the 13 came from about 18 lanes across the highway there. Yeah,
it's kind of strange. They were just kind of out there by themselves.
Do one more kind of look at it here. I think the 13 might have thought he was gonna be clear by the time he was making it down through the corner there, and fortunately the 13 comes on down into him there. But that's also going to allow these guys who haven't pitted to come on down and get that final pit stop here underway. We were questioning whether or not they could make it, and we even heard there earlier on in one of our driver interviews there with Dustin Eaton that it was kind of hit or miss, but it's just so rough.
Damn.
It's like Dale Adamson is going to get his lap back, or one of his lap backs, I should say. He is going to be on the lead lap when they restart the 746. Dale Adamson, Limitless Motorsports, newest member, the 4-truck team, welcoming Mike Adamson's son, Dale, back to the team. I love that iRacing brings families together. Not only drivers, fathers and sons and stuff like that, but all the families support that we see uh, there on the YouTube chat. So I think
Yeah, that's really,
all the
and that's
family members out there.
not
Support the
only family, but these guys are almost like a family, right? Like these
Sure, yeah.
leagues we do, especially this one, the Vigilante, and we've kind of been
Oh, yeah.
welcomed in and got to have a lot of fun with everybody. And
Oh, yeah.
people have their fights, just like any family. You're gonna have a fight, and I love to see the fighting. We got to kiss and make up at some point, kind of like you and I did the other day. You know, we just
I have not kissed.
well, not that's just
That's
that's a term. That's like a saying. I didn't.
Oh,
physically,
okay.
We didn't physically kiss. That would be like
Not
something.
yet, anyway.
No, I mean I don't even know where to go with that.
I knew
didn't
that'd
happen.
throw you off.
Yeah, I
Bam.
don't. Yeah, you're always trying to throw a wrench in my game. All
Oh,
my
sorry.
art gone down the drain.
Sorry, buddy.
Still looking for Chinese spy balloons, though. Those are. I've been looking for a lot. We hadn't
dig
heard
your
about
way
them
out
in
of
a
this.
while. No, that's fine. Back to you, Brown.
As we
That's how you dig out right there.
yeah, as we get ready to get stacked back up and ready to go, we're gonna have the 013, the Pizza Man, Brayton Laster, getting things started off here with the one of David fight on his outside here. Once when some of these cars get back around, we do have some word from Andrew Cawthon saying he got out there, made a couple laps. Session wouldn't quite load for him. Finally got in, and he was just so many laps down that he didn't want to risk getting a penalty for next week, or just getting in anybody's way and cause some stuff that didn't need to happen. So he just called it a loss for the evening and just kept it on down there in pit road as the pace truck peels off down and out of the way. Jeremiah Burke, Jess Vaught, Mike Adamson, Kelly Keel, J.R. Hollingsworth, Dustin Eaton, Trevor Robertson, and Andrew Player make up your top remainder of that top 10, but it's all gonna be eyes on that 013 and the 1 machine as we get everybody all back stacked up and loaded here, making their way down through turns 3 and 4, now down back across the line. Oh my goodness,
they're wrecking.
talk about a checkup and a half here.
Justin Wade.
Dang, it ain't so.
It isn't so.
He's saying it ain't so. Yes, another caution. Adam Turner.
Oh man, it all starts here up on that outside lane. It looked like the 01 of Kelly Keel, he was ready to go behind that 33 of Jess Vaught, but that outside lane had a little bit of a checkup to it, and the 14 of Dustin Eaton, first of the broadcaster, it knows no bounds here, as he's got nowhere to go and gets absolutely pummeled. The 81 of Osborne gets sandwiched between a couple guys. The 64, Trevor Robertson, gets smashed up a little bit. Jonathan Osborne getting bounced a couple more times. The 90, you also got that 574 machine. The 86 really had to check up on out there, as well as all chaos breaking loose here.
Katie Klein asking, is this league always this rough? No. It really isn't. The difference this week is we have a crazy track that invites a lot of risk taking. This is what happens at Phoenix. If these guys were at Charlotte, you wouldn't see this. You wouldn't see as many cautions. You'd see great racing action and a lot of, decisive stuff going on, but it wouldn't be quite this painful as far as cautions go.
Yeah, I don't. It's the track. It's just where we are and the amount of trucks we have on the track. Very difficult.
Exactly right. And as Adam pointed out, these guys are following the NASCAR schedule. So, I mean, as painful as it might be, they're trying to mirror what the guys in Cup are actually doing out there on the track. So, they're trying to give a big diversity of tracks. And what am I trying to get out there, Adam? We're trying to
I don't know.
We're trying to do
You dig yourself
more.
out of this one. Why don't
We're
you
trying
tell
to-
the folks at home what you're trying to
We're
explain?
trying to do more than super speedway racing or
Right.
more than
Yes.
cookie cutter, more than
No.
short track. They're going to do everything that NASCAR Cup racing does. So, yeah, some of these guys ain't the greatest at Phoenix. Some of the guys ain't the greatest at Bristol. Some of the guys ain't the greatest at plate racing. So, yeah, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be a great season though. So
You know
definitely
what?
hang on for that.
My dad used to tell me, "Ain't's not a
Son, you're
word.
too short. Oh,
Ain't's not a word."
oh, okay.
Well, that's just because everybody else in the family, was hillbillies, and I don't think he cared for the word. But I like it. It doesn't bother me.
Now
If you
you
want to
didn't
use
call him,
ain't, feel free.
but you didn't call him Uncle Dad or anything, right?
No,
So you're good.
I'm not.
You're
I'm
good.
not from that part of the world. No,
So you're
everything's
fine.
good here.
You're fine.
Yeah.
No genetic deficiencies here.
Well, maybe on the Indian side, I'm not sure. No telling what happened back then.
Well, as we slowly make our way back around here, gonna be going back to Green Flag Racing with about 22 laps left to go. Earl Evans saying he almost left his camera on while being mean to the girlfriend or
What's going
something.
on?
Going
He's
over
also talking. He's also talking about deviled eggs at Thanksgiving. Listen, those are gone a long time ago. We're gonna have to make a new batch. You wouldn't want those. He's really
He's
having a
shutting the
rough
camera
time.
down though. I guess
Yeah.
someone's gonna have.
Yeah, but
It caused too much carnage.
it's at least on the track, calling it a evening here tonight as the lights on the pace truck also turn off here.
Earl, it was good to have you, buddy. We're
Yeah.
glad that you can do like Brayton and prove to everybody that the color green, the number 13, that don't mean anything. You can go out there and still do well if you've got the talent. Speaking of, Brayton's
ahead.
starting inside row number 1 here on the restart.
And he's in the actual 98, I think, but not the 13. I'm not sure what number he is, but
Yeah,
he's
we'll give him a pass.
definitely up. Yeah, I got to give him a pass.
This
He's
first
he's
race, I think.
he's the real deal. No, he was here last week, I think.
He's been here for a little bit.
Well, never mind. He's
Yeah. Well, here he goes. Let's see what he does
Fired.
here. Let's restart.
Yes, indeed. With that 013 up 15 spots in the 753 of Jeremiah Burke, who has been racing great all night long here. Get back to Green Flag Racing as that 013 breaks on down that bottom side. 753 Jeremiah Burke up on the high side. Jeremiah has really made that outside line work extremely well here tonight. He's absolutely ripping around. Oh my goodness. Some almost wrecks happening here up at the front of some drivers. Scrape that outside wall. Jeremiah Burke taken to that lead, and now we're going to try to run away with it and get Scott clean and free. Mike Adamson makes his break around, splitting Brayton Laster kind of in half with that 33 of Jess Font to the other side of him. Here is just absolute chaos and pandemonium playing out here up inside this top group. Almost 20 laps left to go.
Osborne's wrecked. Chachi crashed in the 81 Daystar Screens machine. Yellow is out.
And quickly, Brayton Laster had 19 lap older tires. I think that's why we started to see him fade there. And unfortunately, behind him, I guess something happened there. I didn't catch it.
Jonah Long did key up on the radio and say, "Hey man, that was my fault. I think he wrecked the 81 of Chachi there."
Well, I think this is going to be a case of they probably would have touched anyway, but I think netcode is your main culprit here as we take a look back. Well, let's put it this way. There was definitely going to be contact, but it wasn't going to be the kind of contact that would have sent the 81 around like that.
He went flying. That was not going to happen. they got to fix this. They got to fix the hitbox on these trucks and the net code stuff. That's it's a little bit ridiculous.
Well, we're going to start closing in here on the final few laps of this race here as everybody is making their way down and around. Let's go ahead and talk to another one of these drivers. Let's head on down there to Team Goodweiser and talk with the 72 of Chan the Man, who has absolutely had some problems here tonight, as well as a whole bunch of other things. And I know you're ready to see a Walmart being placed here on this lot, but man, this has just been it's just been one of those races. Everyone's got to remember, it's a mile track. It's technically a short track. Things like this are going to happen, bud, and it's just absolute chaos for everybody out there.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I was never good at this track, even on the console games. I've always hated the new layout just because it makes it worse. I think the old layout was so much better, but I'm in the minority of putting this track in Texas both bulldoze with the Walmart on it. So, but I hope you all like my spectacular flip there. I'm surprised nobody else hit me. I don't know. I'm running out of talent tonight.
That was a beautiful display of acrobatic genius. I love the flipping. But next week, man, Atlanta is on the schedule for you guys here at VRL and Truck Series. It runs like a super speedway now. We all know that now. But how does that affect the trucks? I mean, the trucks already draft really well. Is that going to be like a kind of like a gimme track for you guys, or I mean, it kind of depends on truck count, doesn't it? If you guys get 40 guys out there, it might be a little bit more difficult than if you get 25.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you also got to put in factor that Atlanta is also a lot tighter than what Talladega and Daytona are as super speedway races. So the ability to pass is really a lot harder. The best way to do it is if you can get your team lined up with you and be able to make a move on somebody, because I can already see we're either going to be going double file the whole time or single file all the way towards the very end of the stage and very end of the race. So if we can get more cars in there, I think we can have like two big major packs running, one trying to catch the other. But it's just it's going to be hard next week, and that's just how Atlanta was made. I miss old Atlanta, but the super speedway is what's dragging people in, so it is what it is.
Well, man, tough luck out there here tonight, buddy, but good luck next week over there at Atlanta. I know we're getting ready to go back to Green Flag, so we'll get you down there to your team with Goodweiser and go ahead and cheer them on there, buddy.
Yep, thank you. I'm going to need all the luck next week.
So we say goodbye there for the moment to Chan the Man. We go back to Green Flag racing, the 753 Jeremiah Burke breaking on out, but here comes that 33 of Jess Vaught looking to the inside. Again, Jeremiah's been doing so good on that outside line, making it work for him here with 16 laps left remaining. For the most part, looks like everybody looking a little bit more patient here, not quite as stacked up 2x2 as it was in the previous go-arounds here, as the 48 of Jack the Ripper Dixon finds himself up here in this top 10, going side by side with that 58 of Robert Chipman. Right behind Jeremiah, though, is the 751 of Mike Adamson, trying to play spoiler here with that 33 of Jess Vaught, trying to take up that all-important track position here. As here comes the 33, looking back down low on the 751, and the 751 shuts the door. That's not even a door shut, that's a door slam there right in front of that 33. As the 31 J.R. Hollingsworth looking racy here once again up here side by side with that 01 of Kelly Keel.
Yeah, these guys are very aggressive on this restart, but keeping it very safe here as these drivers start to go somewhat single file. We're seeing a little push the pusher action here with the 01, the 31, and the 33.
Well, if
Couple
you're
of
going
these
to
guys
get
are teammates.
if you're going to get aggressive, now is actually the time to do it,
Sure.
because we're winding down. So, treat it
Ooh,
like
there's
it's
some contact between the 31 and the 33, sending that 33 almost up into the wall. Thankfully, able to continue to drive it, and a good save there from Jess Vaught, but that's going to cost him a couple of positions as almost
There
a
you go.
58 gets into the back of him there.
He gave him a really good smack. The 58 of Chipman giving a really big hit to the tailgate of the 33. I'm surprised that didn't end up in a caution.
Yeah, they held it. That's some skill out there on Jess's part.
As the
Here we go.
The bull bars are being broken out here as we get ready to close this one off. Approaching the final 10 laps to go here as the 58 and the 123. John Gallagher, how about that? Having a caution and getting put back to the end of the field here for that 123, much like that 33 of Jess Vaught, finding his way back up almost into a top 10 here, still up 23, almost 24 spots. You got the 48 of Jack the Ripper Dixon, who I think the highest up until this point was maybe a top 15. He's now up there into 5th, up 22 spots.
Got to give it to these guys who have the persistence, to get put back in the back of the field and work their way all the way back up to the front. Every week we see a couple of drivers that do this consistently, and the 33 is one of them for sure.
Has some side-by-side action here with that 18 and the 48 fighting for all important points positions here inside this top 5. You still have that racing going on. You got that 013 Brayton Laster trying to come back after pitting and taking some tires and some fuel. So he's got the freshest stuff. The problem is he just needs the space to be able to use it. And right where he is right now, he's got to fight through a ton of traffic here as for the time being, the 48 of Jack Dixon takes that spot away from the 18 of Andrew Player. Now the 33 of Jess Vaught trying to catch back on up and find himself some extra couple of spots. But here comes those Team Limitless guys up here at the front. The 753, 751 all lined up nose to tail here. But the 31 JR Hollingsworth trying to play a little bit spoiler action, maybe trying to get these guys split in half as he makes his way up alongside this podium.
Yeah, Brayton might have the best tires out there. He just doesn't have the time or the room to use it. Sitting back there in 12th place. Man, Team Limitless, what a race they're having tonight. 1, 2, position 8. Greg Dobson, Canada's driver, way back in 19th spot. But pretty good showing for them out there, taking the top 2 spots here so far.
Yeah, Brayton has probably the best tires. There's too much ground to make up on this short track. Too
Yeah,
little
he didn't
time.
have the time. We got 5 laps left. It's not going to happen.
And here we go with 6 laps to go. JR Hollingsworth trying to make his move around the outside.
Oh, there he goes. Jack Dixon around. Big wreck. Caution's out.
And it's continuing. The 3 of Austin Paul getting pummeled out there.
Ooh, we talked about Brayton just a second ago. He avoided all of the carnage. Hard on the brakes.
Experience.
Yeah.
That's real life experience, I think.
That's true. He did a good job. Kept it clean.
That's not wanting to die.
Yeah.
In a real race car.
We got a few people spraying for mosquitoes out there. Let's go ahead and kind of take a look back at what happened here with the 48 of Jack Dixon as they were almost going 3 wide here with Jess Vaught and the 18 of Player. Oh, and Player doing as best as he could to keep it there stuck up in the middle. The 48 did a pretty good job of saving it. The problem is there's still traffic left to come from behind him there as, Laster, you got the 3 of Paul, and it looked like the 58 of Robert Chipman just couldn't do anything about it as it looked like we had a whole squad of mosquito trucks out there.
Yeah, Trevor Robertson chiming in on the YouTube chat saying, should have saved my fast repair for one more caution. Wasn't expecting the outside line to just stop. Yeah, they did have a big checkup. He said 2 DNFs in a row. Let's go. Frustration for the driver of the 64 Gorilla Glue machine. I understand. I've been there before.
Yeah, that's why we're sitting up here talking.
That's why we're broadcasters, not racers.
Just frustrating.
We quit the racing game.
Well, in the meantime,
Kinda.
this is going to bring us to a green-white checker finish, and we only have the one attempt at it. So these drivers, this is going to be an absolute blitz to the end here.
Alan, I don't know if this is going to be our official one or if this is going to be the one before.
Should be the official green white, don't you?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right because we're still single file right now. Yep, I think you're right. Sorry, I didn't mean to second guess you there.
Why would you second guess the smartest guy
Well,
here?
because I didn't see it on the screen. Computer didn't tell me anything.
Reading is hard.
I mean, it is. It's very difficult.
Well, I'm trying to count, and counting is hard. That's what's hard for me.
Well, I mean,
Shut up.
I don't even know where to go with you right now. It's been a long race. Lots of cautions.
It's freaking. It's almost 10 o'clock our time.
Well, I mean, just think of those on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I need to explain to you where the East Coast is? English?
Dale Adamson says, "Yep, my race is done. Good night, guys. Good night, Dale. Good to see you out there racing with your pop tonight. Glad you're a part of Limitless Racing. You guys had a rough night out there tonight. Better luck next week at Atlanta." Here we go. Double file. Here comes the pace truck Silverado.
And down onto pit lane as we got the 753 Jeremiah Burke and the 31 J.R. Hollingsworth coming up here side by side, getting this field all ready. Just a reminder that there will be, only one more flag that changes how this race will end. But so it's time to buckle on up, strap on those drinking helmets, throw inhibition out the window. It's green-white checker racing time here from Phoenix as the 753 makes a great start here. The 751 Mike Adamson going to follow him all down there on the back of that 753 down that dog leg. The 31 trying to stay out wide. We've seen that outside lane get some really good runs out of these corners here. Let's see if Hollingsworth can make it work, which he does as we got a car up in the wall, but he's able to keep it moving forward with that forward momentum as the 01 and the 751 go side by side with the 33, splitting them three wide, and there goes the 751 and the 33 with some contact, but no more cautions as the leader had crossed the line and started this white flag lap. So here we go. This is for a battle for the race win between J.R. Hollingsworth and Jeremiah Burke, making their way out of turns 1 and 2 down the long back straightaway here. Kelly Keel almost losing it on his own on that back straightaway. Door to door, bumper to bumper, mirror to mirror. They go coming out of turn number 4. Jeremiah gets shoved up into the wall, and it will be J.R. Hollingsworth picking up the race win.
Those two were really getting after. What a neat battle there.
What a great call there.
And yeah, you called it right there. Braden Laster got a top 5 too. I was watching him. Avoided another collision.
So did Kelly Keel. Yeah.
Good into that race. I mean, that last 2 laps, Brown, that was pretty amazing.
That indeed is. Let me just double check here. For me, it's showing the 9th place finisher being the 98 of Mike Taylor. Is that what?
Yep, I got it. Yep.
Well, that is your random draw winner of the day here this evening. Is a lucky number finisher of 9th place.
Type. Taylor? Yeah.
Yep.
Lori's all over it, as usual.
That's the 31 machine of J.R. Hollingsworth. He celebrated for about half a second there before
He
getting.
ran out of gas.
He might have, but talk
engine.
about having a solid run here for JR. We don't really, we talked about him a little bit throughout the race. He was just kind of minding his own business, and he just kind of found himself up there in the top 10. And next thing you know, he's there fighting side by side with that 753 of Jeremiah Burke to bring home that race win. And was it tight racing, door-to-door action? It absolutely was, but I got a feeling you'll hear from Jeremiah Burke that was clean, hard racing there.
Yeah, JR is one of those guys when you get him on the radio, because we talked to him, I think, during a caution or something here a few races ago, but he's one of those guys, get ready, folks. JR, when you get him on the radio and start talking to him on a broadcast, you never know what you're going to get, so just be prepared. JR's always got something interesting to say, and oh man, we love him over here at VRL, and I think he's going to fit in great with these guys here in this awesome league.
Indeed. So let's get our interviews up underway here, starting tonight with the random draw driver, and that's going to be the 98 of Mr. Mike Taylor. Beaten, battered, and bruised, but Mike, you were able to at least make it through here and finish here inside of this top 10. A pretty good race for you, but I think all around it was just a kind of a test of survival out here, and you're one of the ones that did it some of the best.
Yeah, definitely. It had a little bit of a demolition derby feel, unfortunately, but even that ninth place finish, we were bouncing off cars coming to the line, but yeah, I definitely appreciate that.
English, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I don't know what are you doing, English? You go.
I'm trying to change camoras, man.
Oh my goodness!
Sorry about that, guys. Mike, we sure appreciate you participate in all these races, and it's been a blast watching you out here. Your back end of your truck looks pretty beat up here though tonight, and you guys going to Atlanta next week. It's going to be a little bit different out there now that they've done the reconfigure on that Atlanta track. It runs like a super speedway now, but you've got that truck running out there with the Veterans Crisis line on the tailgate of that thing. That's a really important thing that a lot of people need to know about and talk about next week, man.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate the the notification there about the Veterans Crisis Line. It's something that's very close to myself. Both my brothers are still in the military. Any sort of resources those guys could use, any promotion of that's great. Looking at Atlanta, I run well there. I'm not a big fan of the new configuration, but for sure it should be a show. Hopefully get a little bit more things straightened out, in the league as far as some of the driving goes. But if we have that amount of people that we had the night there, hopefully it will be better than what we saw this evening.
I'm looking forward to it. I think we'll have fun in Atlanta. Hey, pretty good race for you tonight. You battled through it, got yourself top 10, so got a little bit of money in your pocket. Who would you like to thank?
Oh yeah, it's trust me, if there's some money in my pocket, I already owe it to somebody else. So. But it's before I hop off here, if I could just give my little nephew Ethan a shout out, and my brother who's constantly giving me his form of support, which is just blatant harassment. I appreciate that. But I just do want to wish my brother Tommy good luck with the mad cow. Hopefully that gets better for you. But I appreciate the interview, guys. I know you guys got the top 3 to get to, so I'll let you get off here.
Well, either way, man, great job here tonight. Congratulations on that random draw driver win here this evening, man. Good luck next week at Atlanta. We'll hopefully be able to talk to you again, and this time as a top 3 member.
Yeah, I hope so. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Holy crap, that was funny. hope we get Taylor up here as a podium finisher one time because that was great.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Indeed. We'll continue to move our way up this leaderboard, start to talk with our third place finisher here this evening, and that's going to be Mr. Andrew Player, finding his way up onto that podium here tonight. Andrew, I know, especially coming towards the end here, it was not easy. You and Jack and Jess, you guys were fighting it out for all it was worth, and it looked like you were able to at least survive that battle the best.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I survived it the best, but I'll take a third. I'm going the wrong way. The last couple of races, I was second. I wanted to go forward and get a win, but I'll take a top three. I had to miss last week, so this is a good way to recover and still stay in the hunt with things. I got some good stage points there too, so all in all, pretty good night. I'll take it. I'm kind of bummed I got into Jack Dixon there at the like 4 laps to go, and I'm trying to look at it now to figure out what happened there. I don't know. That was just good, hard, tight racing with him, and I feel bad that I clipped him, but. You know, what a race tonight! It was aggressive all night long. Probably some of the most aggressive racing I've seen in this series. But it was a lot of fun.
100% agree, man. It was very aggressive. You and Team Orangutan, you guys are really making your mark here in VRL.
We had a good night.
I'm telling you what, man. You guys are doing a hell of a job out there. What are your plans for Atlanta? I know that it's kind of a crapshoot now.
Yeah.
It kind of runs like a super speedway. What are your thoughts on it?
Plans go fast and don't wreck.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that's the goal, is to try and stay out of the crashes. I mean, it worries me. It's kind of like it's like got the speed and tightness of Talladega, but it feels like a much shorter track and not as forgiving as some place like California was. So I don't know. It's going to be a mess. Hopefully I come out clean and stay on the right side of things. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know what to think.
Well, the main thing is you survived this thing, got yourself up on the podium. So great job.
Thank you.
Looking forward to
Appreciate
next
that.
week. Yeah, it was awesome. Awesome ending to this thing for sure.
Points.
Yeah, points. What any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give out?
Yeah, my wife and family, as always, for letting me come down here and do this. Thanks to McConey Setup Shop for letting me be one of their sponsored drivers. Appreciate their support. Team Orangutan, you guys up in the booth, Lori and Jess, for putting on this league. Our sponsors that make this happen. It's a great league, a lot of fun, and great time out here. So thanks to everybody that makes this happen.
Well, great job out there here tonight, Andrew, picking up that podium finish here in third. Congratulations there, buddy. We can't wait to see what you guys have in store for us action-wise here coming up next week from Atlanta. Good luck there, buddy.
Sounds good. We'll see you next week.
As we continue our move here up this leaderboard, we'll talk with the 753 of Mr. Jeremiah Burke at his probably home track here in Phoenix, and it was coming down to the wire. Jeremiah, you were definitely going to be one of the front runners, no doubt about it, but it was a good side-by-side battle there to finish this one off with JR here, and just made he did a dang good job keeping you up on that outside lane.
I don't know what I have to do to win an oval, but it's go faster apparently. But that was a great finish. That might be one of the tightest non-restricted plate finishes we've had in this league. So I'm all for it. That was good hard racing. I was pretty clean up front. I know I don't know, haven't watched it back but it might have been a little messy in the back. But all in all, great night for Limitless Motorsports. We were all fast at some points, and move on to next week. Unfortunately, this might be the last race I get to race this season, but we'll try to do my best to make more and see how it goes.
Yeah, sometimes there's nothing you can do about a work schedule and all that kind of stuff, but it sure has been fun watching you race here so far. Can't wait to see you race again. Yeah, Limitless Motorsports. On the spoiler, it says no limits. You guys really, you guys don't limit yourselves as far as what you can do. You guys have no preconceived notions of what you can do when you get to a racetrack, and y'all go out there and work together and accomplish great things. So good luck to you and your team for the rest of the season.
Thank you. Yeah, like I said, the 5 of us just work really good together. We put in the work at practice. We come up with race strategies. We come up with more than one strategy in case this goes wrong, this goes wrong. And as you might notice during the race, all 5 of us might be on a different strategy at some point, just to give somebody, depending on what happens, a shot at the win. Or just running up front and having a good night. And it works because we're consistently up front. Battling. So, I mean, if you're in position, eventually you're going to get the wins.
Good team goes a long way, especially, in a tough league like this, Vigilante Racing League. So, good job tonight. Great ending there. That was amazing. Who would you like to give some shout outs to?
Oh, Mike, Albert, Dale, Greg. Man, that was just a lot of fun. Might have been the chattiest we ever were in our Discord channel down there together. We were having a fun. So all of them. I'd like to call Jeff Hollingsworth here for a great finish, great clean finish. We were leaning on each other. We were not giving that win up, but it was a good, clean race. I gassed it up trying to stay on his outside, clipped the wall a little bit. Otherwise, it might have been even closer, but it was fun. Good, fun race.
Well, great job out there here tonight, Jeremiah. It was a good, strong run, man. We hopefully look forward to seeing you out here on the track. I know work can definitely play spoiler out there, and it's a real bummer, but unfortunately, none of us do this for our full-time gig, and it gets in the way. But congratulations for the second place finish out there, man. Good, hard running, and hopefully we see you here again, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys, and I'll be back just as soon as I can. So hopefully it's sooner rather than later.
Yes, sir.
That indeed. As we move on up here to talk with tonight's big time race winner, and it wasn't by much. We're talking headlights here, Mr. J.R. Hollingsworth. Jeff, congratulations picking up the win. I knew we were having our eyeball on you. We always take a look at our rookies here this season and be like, all right, who's gonna really show this field up, and who's gonna do really good. And from the get-go, you were one of those guys. For the first few races, you were really in the mix. And here tonight, it looked like you used your patience here, kept that truck as clean as you possibly could, and at the last possible minute, you were making your good hard charge, and you found yourself there on victory circle.
Yeah, I can't believe it, man. Those I was talking to Jeremiah and Andrew. Man, that was some of the hardest racing I've done in a while, and hats off to those guys. It was clean. We got a little rub here and there, but clean racing by everybody, and wow, can't believe it.
Yeah, great job out there tonight. You guys really put on a great show, and you show that online racers can compete with the guys that do the real deal. Brayton Laster out there had top 5, but a real life race driver couldn't come close to you tonight as you took that 31 truck and put it in victory circle tonight. I just want to say once again how you took that Chevrolet and you've got the Coast Guard, DAV, Purple Heart Homes all over that thing. As a retired vet myself, I think that's a great thing that you're doing out there, putting all those sponsors out front, and a great win out there tonight. Atlanta's coming up next week, man. It's a different Atlanta than the old school Atlanta. Do you like it? Do you hate it? What are you guys going to do next week?
Yeah, I'm not. Honestly, I'm old, and I'm old school Atlanta. I don't like the new one at all.
Same here, man.
It's basically a small Daytona, so I think it'll honestly be a crapshoot. Pack racing, drafting, and that dog leg. I don't know if they're going to let us cut it or anything. So if you have to remain outside of it, you got to make like 4 turns to make one in the front stretch. It's really weird. So I'm not a fan. Hopefully, I'll survive it and do decent, man.
Well, survive it tonight. You did. Man, that last corner there, that was a great battle y'all had that last lap, really. So fun to watch. Who would you like to give some shout outs to for this victory?
Yeah, first off, I would like to thank Vigilante Racing for having me out here. I appreciate them, Lori and Jess. I've got a, obviously DAV, love that organization. They've helped me and they'll help any veteran. Just give them a call or write them an email. They're wonderful. U.S. Coast Guard, I'm a proud retiree. And Purple Heart Homes, I'd like to give a shout out to my buddy Tim and Brad Chat Borders. I know they watch, or Tim races with us, but Brad watches every race. He's a big fan. And Purple Heart Homes. You guys, Adam, Alan, and all these guys in here that I've raced with these first 3 races, a bunch of good guys. They have a good time. I haven't heard any strife, just good racers, That's it, man. I just appreciate everybody and got lucky, it was fun. And I also like to give a shout out to Jeremiah and Andrew for their podiums there.
Well, great job running out there, JR. Congratulations picking up the big time win here tonight at Phoenix. As long as you stay inside that top 20 of points, which I don't think you're going to have any problem with it, you're going to be looking forward to racing in these playoffs here at the end of this season here, getting it's still a ways away. It's like 15 weeks away, but man, it's going to be exciting, man. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. I appreciate all you guys. Have a good rest of your week, and God bless you, and God bless America.
Amen.
Amen indeed. As that will bring tonight's drivers' interviews and everything to a close. And boys, we were kind of hearing the word from Monday what it would turn out to be, and we had some good green flags in there.
Yeah, but it got late quick.
It did. It definitely did.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
Oh man. All right. Well, so
ran a little bit later than we thought, but yeah.
I won't keep you guys up too much longer here as we take a look at tonight's final finishing order here from Phoenix as the sun sets here in the valley. J.R. Hollingsworth picking up the big win in that 31 machine, side by side across the line with the 753 of Jeremiah Burke. Talk about some great racing here late. The 18 Andrew Player just barely survives and sneaks through there and finishes in third with the 01 of Kelly Keel, absolutely coming alive here this season, finding himself there on a 4th place spot. You got the 013 Brayton Laster finding himself in a top 5 finish here this evening. So good job there, Brayton. Same thing with Dustin Eaton in the 14 machine, coming back from one of his hard contacts there, having a rough go of it, but able to finish in 6th. The 82 Mike Everidge up there in 7th, up 7 there for the 82 machine. So good run for Mike. The 28 of George Rincon, he got beaten, battered, and bruised, but was able to walk away with an 8th place finish. The 98 of Mike Taylor is going to be your random draw driver of the day, up 14 spots to finish there in 9th. So pretty solid run there. For Mike, with the 48 of Jack the Ripper Dixon, finding himself up there on the steps of a top 10 finish.
Kim Cross in the 99 finished in 11th place, up quite a few spots. Proud spot to finish right there. Jess Vaught, your pole sitter, finished in 12th position. The last truck on the lead lap, I almost said last truck on the lead lap. Mike Adamson in 751 finishes in 13th place. 14th will go to John Gallagher in the 123. 785 of Greg Dobson, Canada's driver, finishes in 15th place. 16th, Russ Endicott in the 57. 68 of Dustin Wade. Dustin with an eye finishes right where he started in 17th place. 18th will go to David Fight in the 1 machine. 21 of Timothy Bates will finish in 19th place. And rounding out your top 20, Connor Hughes in the 574.
Dave, the nickname Mayberry's 21st. Number 11, Eric Klavka, 22nd. 90 of Daniel Boone. Daniel Boone. What is this? Is a long night. Huh?
Daniel Boone, holy crap.
Well, I'm going back to the Alamo for this.
Remember the Alamo.
Daniel Baker, 23rd. 746 Dale Adamson, 24th. 81 Jonathan Osborne, 25th. 58 of Robert Shipman. Stop laughing. I got to get through this. 26th. Number 5, Jonah Long. He ended up 27th. 747. America's driver, Albert Anderson, 28th. 3 of Austin Paul, 29th. Chandler Paul in the 72, 30th. Trevor Robertson in the 64 machine, 31st. Earl Evans, AAA sponsor, not sponsor, 32nd. 37 of Dustin Reilly, 33rd. David L. Kelly, the astronaut, there, 34th. The 23 is Sean McDonald, 35th. Greg Klein, number 92, 36th. Rounding it out, Andrew Cawthon.
And there you have it, your final finishing order here tonight from Phoenix. We thank you all for tuning in and watching and staying with us, because you guys are the reason why we do this and have a great time of doing it. But we appreciate it nonetheless, and we really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell, so that way you get alerted every single time that we go live and you don't miss a single second of the great racing action that we produce. And if you do like it, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button so we can trick Mark Zuckerberg over there into sharing us amongst other people's feeds as well. We also have to say a big thank you to the sponsor of Blue Fox Properties and Dave, the nickname Mayberry. Give him a call over there at 520-850-4189 and let his 18 years of experience buying and selling homes help you out. Try to buy or sell the house of your dreams here as well, because this housing market is just getting crazier and crazier. So don't delay and get yourself a good quality realtor today. Like how I rhymed that one there, English?
That was great.
I know, right? I
You're the
practice.
master.
I practice.
You're the
it.
rhyme master.
I practice it all the time. Well, so that's gonna basically do it here for us this week, as the ARCA series of NTRL finished on up last week. So our next race that we're gonna be doing is Sunday night here at Daytona with the Numb Thumbs Racing League ARCA series at Daytona. Only 2 races remain in that season, so it's coming down to the closing really, really quick. So don't miss out on any of that great action coming on up. But until Sunday night, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.